In a highly publicized trial, a black teenager was sentenced to life in prison. The verdict has shocked many across the nation as the severity of the punishment has raised questions about fairness in the justice system. The courtroom was tense, with family members and supporters visibly emotional as the judge delivered the sentence. This moment has ignited debates about sentencing laws and the role of discretion in extreme cases. The teen, whose identity has been widely reported, was involved in a serious criminal case that brought him into the national spotlight. Details of the incident, including the charges and the timeline leading up to the trial, paint a complex picture of the circumstances surrounding the case. Legal experts have pointed out various factors, such as the teen's age, prior record, and socioeconomic background, which could have influenced both the prosecution's approach and the eventual sentencing. The case itself is complex. The teen, whose identity has been widely reported, was involved in a serious criminal incident that brought him into national attention. Legal experts point out that factors such as the teen's age, socioeconomic background, and prior record may have influenced both the prosecution and the judge's sentencing decision. Details of the timeline leading up to the trial paint a nuanced picture, showing that the situation was far from simple. Yet the life sentence has made many question whether justice was fully served. The sentence has sparked a broader conversation about racial disparities in the criminal justice system. Activists, civil rights organizations, and members of the public have criticized the outcome, arguing that black youths are disproportionately affected by harsh sentencing. The case has become a symbol of systemic bias, prompting discussions about how race, class, and other social factors influence judicial decisions. Adding to the controversy, the sentence has intensified conversations about racial disparities in the criminal justice system. Civil rights organizations and activists argue that black youths often face harsher punishments compared to their peers, making this case a symbol of systemic bias. Public outrage has grown, with many highlighting how race, class, and social standing continue to influence judicial decisions. The case has become a focal point in the ongoing national debate over equity and fairness in sentencing. In an unexpected twist, the judge personally called his father, the U.S. Attorney General, after issuing the life sentence. This revelation has raised serious ethical and procedural questions, as critics argue that it could suggest undue influence or a conflict of interest. The nature of their conversation has not been fully disclosed, but the incident alone has fueled media scrutiny and public outrage. The story took an unexpected turn when it was revealed that the judge personally called his father, the U.S. Attorney General, after delivering the life sentence. This revelation has raised serious ethical and procedural questions, with critics suggesting it could point to undue influence or a conflict of interest. Although the details of their conversation remain undisclosed, the incident alone has fueled media scrutiny and public outrage, adding another layer of tension to an already controversial case. The story has dominated headlines, leading to calls for an independent review of the trial and the judge's conduct. Legal analysts are examining whether the sentencing aligns with national standards, while civil rights groups are pushing for reforms to prevent similar situations. Meanwhile, the teen's family has expressed shock and dismay, highlighting the personal toll of the case. Nationally, this incident has reignited debates about justice, accountability, and the intersection of power and privilege in the legal system. In the aftermath, the story has dominated headlines and sparked calls for independent reviews of both the trial and the judge's conduct. Legal analysts are examining whether the sentence aligns with national standards, while civil rights groups push for reforms to prevent similar situations in the future. Meanwhile, the teen's family has expressed shock and dismay, highlighting the personal toll of the case. Nationally, this incident has reignited debates about justice, accountability, and the intersection of power and privilege in the legal system, leaving a lasting impact on public consciousness.